Okay, so we're the UTRGV Center for Innovation and Commercialization, and we are located here in Weslaco at 307 East Railroad Street. And so our goal is to become the regional hub of entrepreneurship and innovation and venture development in the Rio Grande Valley. Our mission is the CIC will promote economic growth in a region that has been historically underdeveloped. This will be achieved by pursuing 4 key tasks. First, by assisting regional entrepreneurs in the ideation, development, and acceleration of new business ventures. Second, by developing the new generation of Rio Grande Valley entrepreneurs by providing students with experiential learning opportunities in new venture creation. Third, by becoming the nexus of the regional entrepreneurial ecosystem. And in doing so, we will drive the creation of innovative, scalable enterprises. And lastly, by working with partners who share in our mission. And today, Weslaco is a fine example of one of those partners that's going to help us achieve our mission. And so here you'll see our service area. So our center will support the same service area that UTRGV does, which is Star, Hidalgo, Willacy, and Cameron. And although we're located here in Weslaco, we have online programming as well. So, and we will be traveling to the different counties to do live programming when the time comes and we're able to after this whole COVID pandemic. So here's a little history. So the UTRGV opened in 2015, and we applied for an EDA grant, Economic Development Administration grant, with the city, with the Weslaco EDC, and in partnership with the city of Weslaco. And so we were awarded $1.4 million by the EDA. The Weslaco EDC provided $1.7 million. UTRGV put in $770,000 for a total of $3.8 million project. So construction began in February of 2018, and we opened in November of 2018. Next slide. Great. So this is what the building looked like. It was an old Albertsons, and you can see the outside, what it looked like. And then this was the inside, just a big old shell. And this is what we look like now, the exterior of the building, which you can see. And then this image shows you the co-working space. So the space that we have, it consists of this co-working space that you see, and there are, there are desks available there. We have multiple conference rooms, small team rooms, 3 team rooms. We have a large conference room, 3 classrooms available. Then we have rentable space, and then we have office space for the CIC. And currently we've got our PhD program here, and faculty are here as well. Next slide.
Sure that you have there. Just because I just think it's so amazing how you went from, this shell, this space, and you all have turned it into just an amazing, innovative space. And I want people to really see what you all have created and the amazing opportunities that are right here in Weslaco, just showcasing this beautiful space and the great opportunities you offer here. So I think that looks wonderful. I wanted to go back and share those photos one more time. So let me go ahead and advance your slide.
Thank you. And so here are some of the, I'm going to continue with the history. Here are some of the highlights from 2018. In January, we broke ground. We joined Texas Venture Connect, which is a UT system mentoring program. We hosted our first National Science Foundation I-Corps program. We were awarded an EDA University Center grant. The Rio Grande Valley Angel Network, which is not a part of UTRGV, but we work closely with. It's a group of accredited investors that invest in startup companies. So the Rio Grande Valley Angel Network grew to 30 members. And then in November, we had the grand opening of the center. And in 2019, we sent our first NSF I-Corps team, UTRGV I-Corps team to nationals. And we had a second team accepted, and there was another pending. And then with the 10 ventures participating in Texas Venture Connect. And so what that means, we had 10 companies, startup companies from our area that were being mentored by the Texas Venture Connect mentoring program. And then we had 3 mentors from the Rio Grande Valley that were volunteering to be a part of this Texas Venture Connect. And then the Rio Grande Valley Angel Network grew to 35 members. And we invested $1 million. We have invested at that point $1 million in startup companies. And then our recent accomplishments, in the summer of 2020, we received a CARES Act award for $300,000. And that grant was to be able to help people that have been affected by the pandemic. And so we've created a couple of programs that I'm going to talk about in a few minutes. And then in the fall of 2020, we received a little over $500,000 from the Blackstone Charitable Foundation. This was a gift. And this funding was to create a Blackstone Launchpad, which is an entrepreneurship program for students, but then folks from the community are available to tap into it as well. And then this big deal in December 2020, we received a $1.3 million EDA Build to Scale grant. And this grant will help us be able to provide more services for the Valley and more programming, and also allow us to staff up. And then, and part of this, a lot of you may not have ever heard about our center because I haven't really wanted to promote it because it was just me. And now through these grants and these gifts, we have the funding where we'll be able to staff up and be able to provide more and market more. And so then in January of 2021, we were officially named a Blackstone Launchpad, and we have launched. So we're really excited about that. These are huge milestones for our center. So what do we do? So some of the programs and services that we have are ideation and business modeling for companies. So what that means is if you have an idea, we can help you develop that idea. And we've got a couple of programs that we will be doing in person as well as provide online. We can assist with business plans. We have subscribed to a program called Live Plans that we will provide for our clients to be able to use to develop their plans. But we also have a relationship with the Small Business Development Center out of UTRGV. And they have financial advisors, or they have business advisors that help assist with business plans as well. So the SBDC is another partner of ours. We can assist with market research with faculty and students that can help. We have access to faculty and staff and students. There's access to mentors. We will have workshops on entrepreneurship, marketing strategy, legal issues, and funding. And then we have a pathway or an access to capital through the Rio Grande Valley Angel Network. Next slide. And then more programming. So we have pre-incubation, which is that idea stage. And this is where we help entrepreneurs develop their business proposition and visualize their business opportunity. We have a validation bridge program where we help entrepreneurs identify their revenue sources, their customer base, their products, and the details of their financing. And then early stage incubation to provide, the primary objective of this is to produce successful and financially viable firms that can continue to survive on their own. So this is where you can incubate either virtually or have an office space here, and we'll work with you to create milestones for you, to be able to help you commercialize and be able to survive on your own. And then soft landing is something that we're working on. And this is the capacity to help foreign companies test the market in the United States to see if they can be competitive, to see if there's a demand for what what they're trying to provide, and also help them with the regulations before making a further investment. And so we're working with the Utrgv Entrepreneurship and Commercialization Center in Brownsville. It's my counterpart, and they have a soft landing program. And so we're working with them to help expand it so that we can provide those services as well. But we have it through the ECC, but we'll be developing it more with our programming as well. And then a resource directory with partner companies. This is something that is under development. So we'll have a directory of resources to assist entrepreneurs with their relevant legal, marketing, and financial questions. Next slide. So other offerings we have office space that Barbara had mentioned earlier. We have a co-working space, the common areas, multiple conference rooms. We have technology resources. We have Wi-Fi, Zoom, laptops, desktops available here. We're currently through a grant creating a Zoom room where we'll be able to have 28 participants can be in the room, so you can have it live as well as via Zoom. We have classroom space. We have internship opportunities, again, mentorship. And then we mentioned the workshops earlier as well. Next slide. So this is a slide on our membership pricing for our different types of memberships. We have a co-working membership for the community. We've got co-working memberships for students. We've got a 24/7 add-on. We've got office space for rent. We've got day passes. And so this is just it's really kind of hard for you to read, but if you're interested in having a co-working membership with us, or if you're a startup that's interested in renting some office space, we can provide this information for you and discuss it further. Next slide. And then here is a slide that shows you we rent our rooms. That's part of the way in which we raise money for our center. I mentioned that we have been awarded several grants and we've received some gifts. And so we're really pretty flush for the next 3 years to be able to provide the programming that we need. Sorry about that. But part of our the way that we'll be able to continue and sustain our funding will be through renting rooms. It'll be through our co-working space. It'll be through our memberships. It'll be through the incubator space and renting rooms. And so we can rent our team rooms. We can rent conference rooms. We've got classrooms, 3 different classrooms that we can rent. And these are all available to the public. And it's a great space. And so what sets us apart? So there are a lot of places that help work with startup companies, and they're great. But we've got certified coaches through the Kauffman Fast Track, which is a program for startup companies. We also have certified coaches with the Wendy Kennedy So What, Who Cares, Why You ideation program. We have our Mentor Network program, which allows us to provide mentors for our companies. Another thing that's really cool, so, I mentioned here that we're part of the Texas Venture Connect, which we are, but we are going to be going through extensive training later on in this fall through MIT, and we are going, which will train us to have our own mentor program, and it's going to be venture mentoring services is what it's called. And so this will allow us to expand our mentoring program to our students as well as to our clients throughout the community. We also are going to have what I call an ad hoc mentor program. So on our website, which we don't have now, but we're working on it, on our website, you will see a list of mentors. And if you want to set up an appointment with those mentors, you can click on it. You can look to see what their expertise is, and you can click on their name and schedule an appointment with them. So if you have just, like a question, one or two questions, they will be available to be able to provide some mentorship or provide some expert information in whatever field it is that they have their expertise. Next slide. We also have access to university resources through the SBDC, which I mentioned earlier, the Texas Manufacturing Assistance Center, TMAC, our Data and Information Systems Center, the Procurement Technical Assistance Center, PTAC, and Faculty and Student Research. Now, you can access these things directly if they're available for you, but we also are really looking to be a repository of services. So if you're looking for something or you need a service, you can come to us, and if we can't provide it for you directly, we can help you, be that matchmaker, help you find the resource that you need so that you're not on this wild goose chase. Access to capital was another thing that we are able to provide through the Rio Grande Valley Angel Network, through the Texas Alliance of Angel Networks. We also work with small micro lenders, and what we are trying to do at our center, everybody that comes to us and says, well, we'd like to pitch to the Rio Grande Valley Angel Network. Well, they won't be able to pitch to them unless they're investable, unless they're really ready to receive investment. And so we will work with those companies to help prepare them to become investable. It's important for our center not just to send anybody to the Angel Network, but because we would lose our credibility. And so our goal is to work with as many companies as we can to help them prepare to be able to pitch to an Angel Network or even pitch to a bank or other investors. And then we have this global soft landing designation that we're in an application process, or the Entrepreneurship Commercialization Center is, and we'll be able to help other foreign companies as well. So here are some things. This is really cool. So since our inception, we've become funded by the EDA, become an EDA university center. We have received funding from the National Science Foundation, I-Corps, and become an I-Corps site. We've become a Blackstone launch pad with Techstars, and then we are going to have the training for venture mentoring services later on in the fall. So I mean, these are huge things, and so again, because of these funding that we have received from these great funding sources, the EDA and the Blackstone Charitable Foundation and the National Science Foundation, because of this, we're able to start really providing a lot of programming for our students and for our community. And now, thanks to the folks like from the Weslaco Chamber, we're able to start promoting it. Before, I didn't want to promote anything and then under deliver. And so now we're able to promote, and hopefully we will be able to deliver a really high quality program to our clients. So when earlier I mentioned that we had received a grant from the EDA through the CARES Act, and what we were able to provide is a workspace program, and it just closed. But I want to share some of the services that we were able to provide with some of this funding. So through this program, we were able to provide co-working space memberships for up to 20 businesses, and these folks that become members will be able to use our facility 20 hours per week, have access to our conference rooms. They'll have free Wi-Fi, 100 print credits, and the requirements were to submit an application and provide professional resources. And so this is a huge opportunity for our community to be able to have this. And the EDA was so wonderful to be able to provide funding for us to be able to do this. Another program is the marketing. Next slide, please. Is the marketing and social media program. And so this is where we'll be able to provide through Cobalt Digital Marketing. We're going to be able to provide free website and social media creation up to 20 businesses. Again, this is huge. So for a company that had maybe only had a brick and mortar storefront and they don't have a website presence, or they don't know how to set up their e-commerce, this is a program in which we'll be able to help them, set up a website and their e-commerce store. So again, this is something that was funded through the EDA, and we're going to be able to provide, really great services to the community. And just if you have been an applicant for that and you don't know what's going on with it, we have a review committee that will be reviewing all of these applications, and the ones that have described the greatest need will be the ones that are going to be accepted into the program. And so those are being reviewed in the next couple of weeks. And so we'll be making announcements for those in March. Okay, so this is really exciting. Our big, I just hit something here. Our big idea competition. So through our Blackstone Launchpad, this is going to be our very first event as a Blackstone Launchpad member. And so it's our big idea competition, and it's open to all Rio Grande Valley community. It has, we have first place is $3,000, second place is $1,500, and third place is $1,000. And then we're going to have a couple of subcategories with social entrepreneurship, green innovation, and the audience favorite, where they will receive $500,000. And so our application deadline was February 17th, and we moved it to the 19th because of the freeze. And we received 45 submissions for this, which our goal was 20, and we received 45. And so we're so excited about this. And right now, those 45 submissions are being reviewed by 10 judges, 10 reviewers, and they will reduce it down to 10. And then on March 10th, we're going to have our live competition. And so these are ideas. It's not something that's already a startup company. It is somebody that has an idea, and we're going to, have this contest to see which are the best ideas, and then they'll receive this, prize money. So we're really excited about it. The event is going to take place on March 10th, and we're going to be promoting it on social media. We're going to have a great keynote speaker from Blackstone Launchpad and Techstars. She was her name is Courtney Gross, and she was a student and then a student entrepreneur and has written a book. And so it's going to be a great opportunity for, the participants to see, but then we're going to open it up and invite guests to be able to watch the competition and hear our guest speaker. And we're going to be promoting this on social media, and Barbara with the Wesco Chamber will get the information, and hopefully she'll promote it on her website. So if you're interested in listening to a great speaker and see what kind of talent we have out in the community, we'll invite you to participate and be a part of the audience. And then you can vote also. We're going to have, the audience favorite. And so we'll get to hear your voice. So we're really looking forward to that. Next slide. So coming soon, well, you know what, can we just back up to that other slide? So we have the big idea competition, and then later on in the spring, in April, we're going to have our business plan competition, and it's the Rafael Munguia business plan competition. And it will be, the projects are going to be far more developed than this business, the big idea competition, but the prizes are going to be much larger. And first prize is going to be $8,000, and then I believe it's $7,500, and so on and so forth. But the prizes for our business plan competition is going to be much greater. And we're super excited about that as well. And we'll start promoting that next week. So keep your eyes open for, our social media, the Center for Innovation and Commercialization, and Utrgv social media for the business plan competition as well. And on LinkedIn and Instagram and all of that. So, if you have a business plan that, you would really like to scale and feel that it's scalable, keep your eye out for that as well. Next slide. So now, coming soon. So earlier I mentioned a resource network. So we're working on developing a resource network with our, that will be pre-vetted resources within the community. It could be legal resources, it could be accounting resources, it could be media resources, and with those, we will provide client discounts. So what that means is if you go to that particular resource, they will provide an hour of free consultation, or they'll provide some type of discount for our clients. Another thing that we're creating is the Rio Grande Valley, the RGV BizGrid. And this is a really, really cool tool. We're modeling it after a tool in Detroit called the Detroit BizGrid. So if y'all want to Google Detroit BizGrid and click on it, you'll see a really cool program or platform. And what it will do is you'll go onto this website and you'll say, I have an idea and I'm looking for someone to help me validate my idea, or I have a startup company and I need legal services. You'll click on what you need, and then this BizGrid will give you a list of the services or the resources and the services that you might be able to tap into. So it's a really, really cool tool. I'm very excited about it. And so hopefully by, fall, we'll launch that. And this is something that's, it'll be on our website. We're going to share it with our business partners. We'll share it with the Wesco Chamber. They can put it on their website. So you'll have a great repository of services. And then a startup assessment tool. This is something else that we're working on. So if you're a somebody that has an idea, an entrepreneur that has an idea, or you're a startup company, or your existing company, you can go in and take this assessment tool, take this survey, and then it will guide you to the services that our center would be able to help you with. And so that's something that we're working on right now as well. We're starting up within the next few months. We'll be creating a startup lecture series where we'll have lectures on marketing, on social media, on accounting, on legal, on, do you want to be a startup? What it's all about. So we're going to create these a startup lecture series, like a lunch and learn. And at first they'll be virtual, but then we'll be creating to where they're in person. And then because we have these new Zoom rooms, we can have the lecture series can be in person as well as Zoom it. We're going to have a startup boot camp for women in May. We're going to have a headshot workshop. And what that is we're going to set up a studio here at the center. And folks, we're going to provide free photography of a free portrait of whomever wants to be a part of it. They would register and come in and have their headshot taken, their portrait taken, and then they would have that for free. And in return, all we ask is that they sign up to a program that we have called Startup Tree, so that we can create a distribution list of folks. And it's a win-win. It helps us create a list to where we have access to people in the community, and they get a free headshot that they can use on LinkedIn or whatever they need it for. Later on in the year, we're also going to have a Pitch Academy, which is a 4-day intensive workshop for companies that are really close to being investable. And so we will have a great lineup of speakers. We will have angel investors that will be there to see you pitch and give you input. We'll have mentors there. It's a great program. And then at the end of this program, the top, not the top participants, but the ones that, have done the best in the program will be able to pitch to the Angel Network, which is really cool. We're developing a support group for entrepreneurs, and this will be a meeting that we'll meet monthly, and it'll be folks that are, innovators, entrepreneurs, startups that just, want to bounce ideas off of other folks. And it's, it's a support group, and they will meet monthly and just talk and share ideas. And then the mentor program that I spoke about earlier, is under development. And just so much more. We've got so much going on. I'm so excited. I've recently hired a manager for our center. We've hired a new administrative coordinator. We have a couple of interns working here, student employees, and we're going to be hiring a marketing person to be able to help us promote our services more, so that you'll know what's going on. So it won't be a secret anymore. You'll know what's going on at the center. Next slide. So the future is really exciting. We're one region with one mission, and innovating with a purpose to create a plan for connecting our region's asset and integrating startup activity into a larger regional plan for starting, growing, attracting, and retaining great businesses. So we know that our center isn't going to be all things for all people, but we want to be that hub, that repository of information, to be able to, again, I mentioned earlier, we won't be able to provide all the services for you, but we want to be a place that you can come to And if we can't help you, we want to be able to help find the service provider or mentor or resource that will help you be able to grow your idea or grow your business. Next slide. So with that, thank you very much. Again, my name is Laurie Simmons, and I'm the director for the Center for Innovation and Commercialization. And my contact information is here, and we want to help. We want to help young entrepreneurs. We want to help startup companies. We want to help grow businesses and create new business enterprises in the Valley, create jobs, and create wealth. So thank you very much, Barbara. I really appreciate you allowing me to have this time to present and be able to tell you a little bit about what we have to offer.
Yes, of course. And I'm so grateful for your time, to be able to come in and share this with everybody, because, we have such a great opportunity here in our own community. And we really want all of our small businesses to know, up and coming businesses to be aware of the facility that you have here and the resources that are available. And, just like you mentioned, I think that since, you and I met the first time when I started working here, we talked about where you were headed, and it's so interesting now that you're there and you have all of these programs in place and it's happening. I think that it's so wonderful. We really want, our community to get involved, and to all of our students and those, getting ready and getting into college, to students from high school, keep these programs in mind and know that you have such a great resource right here in our community. I love these big idea programs. I think that that's just so important, that we continue to develop these entrepreneurs in our community. And I feel like these programs really help motivate them to continue being involved in creating these ideas and starting new businesses. And I think that you're doing a fantastic job, Laurie, in getting all this together, and know that the chamber is here to support you and share any information that we can with our membership and with our community at large, to get more people involved. And I think it's wonderful.
Well, you may get tired of us, because we're going to start sending you lots of information to share. I do want to touch on one thing. You mentioned young students or high school students. We one of our partners is the Rio Grande Valley RGV Lead, which and we're doing a program right now. They have a big idea competition. It's What's Your Big Idea? And we're a partner with them, and it is students in high school that are going to be pitching their ideas as well. And so we're really trying to educate and provide resources, again, at all levels: the high school level, the college level, the community level, and really be that repository and resource for things. So. And I want people to know, if you ever want to just come take a look at our center, please, email us, at CIC CIC at utrgv.edu. Email us or call and schedule an appointment to come take a tour of our facility so you can see what we have. We're happy to, we want to show it off.
Yeah.
And so if you're want to come by, please, contact us, and we would love to show it to you.
And I encourage you all to do that. I know that we've had the opportunity to have a few meetings in there. It's a beautiful space. And I think once you see it, you realize, all the opportunity here. I think that it's a fabulous setup you all have, and you've done a great job in creating specific areas that are meant for these small businesses and these entrepreneurs. So definitely schedule that appointment. And for those of you watching, thank you so much for joining us. Check out the UTRGV CIC. Their contact information is up on the screen there. And this session has been recorded, will be available on YouTube for your viewing. And we encourage you to check it out and see all of the great resources that are available to you. If you have any questions, please let us know. Laurie, thank you so much for your time today. We thank UTRGV for being a member of the Wesco Chamber, and the UTRGV CIC for the work that you're doing and the collaboration you have with the Wesco Chamber. Once again, thank you all so much for your time. We appreciate it. Have a great rest of your day, and we will see you all soon. Have a great week, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Small businesses are the heart of our community.
We are absolutely crucial.
We bring flair to our community.
We are essential.
We are vital.
Strong local businesses mean a strong community to live, work, and play in.
From our family to yours, one transaction at a time.
Strong local businesses mean
generations of families working together.
It only takes one purchase.
one purchase.
It only takes one meal.
It takes 1 pound of brisket.
All it takes is 1 round of golf.
We need your support now more than ever.
So stop by and support local.
You'll never regret supporting small.
Support small businesses.
Support small.
Support Weslaco today for a stronger Weslaco tomorrow.
Together we are Weslaco Strong.